So we got to see a more casual side to Meguru last episode. How she's kind of a little bit plain, but is trying to appear a little bit differently at school. Which I don't blame her, you know? Kind of differentiate what you look like at home versus in a public place. I'm in my pajamas right now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I like to just chill in pajamas when I'm at home. I mean, why not, right? Might as well be comfortable. So Meguru likes to do the same. Oh, Senpai. Cello. Oh, Meguru. Yeah, cello and all that.
メールでもよかったんですけど、直に来ちゃいましたよ。
I think it's nicer to talk in person, but there's certainly things I like saying over text better, because like text I can really think about what I'm going to say, I can write it out, I can delete it if I don't like it. In person, it's really hard to take things back, especially when I'm recording. It's really hard if I like start saying something and then like my brain goes blank, and then I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm just not going to finish that thought, I guess.
先輩、放課後のこと聞きました？今日はおかけん自体お休みって。
Our club's taking the date off?
あ、よかった。そういうわけで先輩。
I'm sorry, but I already have plans for after school today. We're not gonna hang out with Meguru?
そうでしたか。
Wow.
ならしょうがないですね。ラジャーです。
I'm really sorry. Why not use this chance to hook up with some of your friends from your class?
はい。トライしてみます。それじゃあ。
Well, I sure feel guilty. I could clearly sense how sad that short exchange made her, but I didn't have any other choice. What is more important than hanging out with Meguru? Aichi-san. I visit Aichi-san's desk as soon as I reach our classroom. So, are we going as soon as school is out? Oh, this is going to cause a misunderstanding for sure. She's going to see us hanging out with Aichi and get really jealous.
はい。何か不都合でもありますか？
No, I really appreciate how quickly you found something. I'm a little surprised you'd call club off today for this.
私も早い方がいいと思いますから。
Oh, we're probably working towards finding her friend, though. I mean, that's the thing, though. We're skipping club to do something for her, but it's gonna appear like something else, and it's just tragic.
話題が話題ですしね。
I have several things to report regarding the case. Could you spare some time? Spare some of your time after school today. That's what Aichi-san said this morning. The current case. This is obviously what Meguru's missing friend, Kizuki Chihoko. I wasn't expecting much when I gave Aichi-san the details, so I'm surprised she found something out so quickly. I have no reason to turn her down if she says she has news. I want to help Meguru as soon as possible. She never asked for my help with this, so I know I'm sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. But I can't just do nothing. I don't know how I'd live with myself after hearing the full story. Man, I've been changing more and more lately. At the very least, I wasn't this proactive before. The old me would have never stepped in if there was a chance I might piss someone off. I recall the bittersweet taste I sometimes experience when around Meguru. Is that what's spurring me into action? And if so, what's behind the taste? Okay, so I turned down the volume. I did turn down the volume a little bit. But this is my favorite song. I have to turn it back up. Like, I actually thought about this the other day. I heard, like, some song when I was in the car, and it made me think of this song. Like, there was a little bit of a melody that kind of reminded me of it, and I was like, damn, I want to listen to this song right now. But my wife was in the car, and I'm not sure if she'd, like, be weirded out by me just choosing to listen to some visual novel song. I don't know. I find myself listening more and more to visual novel songs outside of visual novels as I've gotten older. You know, I used to listen to like a little bit of music from like Steins Gate, right? Like Steins Gate has some really good music tracks, but I found myself branching out past that. It's weird to me. They're just good. They're just good songs, you know? After school, Aichi-san and I leave the school together and make for the Schwarzkatz. We made extra sure that nobody noticed us, especially
今日
Meguru.
はお休みと伝えてありますから、逆に部室でもよかったのかもしれませんけど、稲葉さんは来なくても、お客さんが来る可能性もありますしね。
The club room is never safe. You guys start changing in there. Nene uses the library. Like, these are all places we cannot have privacy in, or at least she can't. Meguru shouldn't be aware of this cafe, so there's no chance of her showing up here. Plus, we could ask Soma-san to make sure no one disturbs us.
いらっしゃい。おう、君たちか。
One of the things I like, though, is that Nanao is supposed to be, like, maybe a more important character, but I like that she's not been, like, the star of the show. I definitely feel like in Cafe Stella, the cat was very prominent in the story, at least more so than it has been here. I like that that's not the case. I actually appreciate that it's more on the normal characters, like our main cast of characters, and Nanao is really like a side character in all of it. Been a while, Soma-san.
七尾、一番奥の席をいいですか？
I guess I just like that the whole, I want to say butterflies, like I keep wanting to refer to them as butterflies, but I like that the whole main part of the story is just also kind of put on hold.
他に客はいないから好きな席を使ってくれ。
Okay, so we're gonna go furthest from the
その様
entrance.
子から察するに何か相談事か？ええ、ちょっと。
Is Karia off
い
today?
や、この後で来るよ。君たちは放課後になってすぐに来たんだろ？
Oh, you're precious
大事なバ
part-timer.
イトを毎回そんなにせかすことはできないから。
Then I guess we better finish our talk before she gets here. Aichi-san and I nod to each other, order our drinks, and then sit down to begin our discussion right away. Okay, Aichi-san, since we've come all the way here to talk in private, I take it that you found Kizuki-san.
ええ、結論から言えば、ごめんなさい。行方知れずのままです。
Then you couldn't discover where she moved to. She probably moved to like the furthest place away in Japan. When I think of like mainland Japan, if I wanted to kind of get away from that, I would maybe go to like Okinawa. Like that's my first thing.
戸隠先輩の助力もあって、稲葉さんと木月さんが前に通っていた学院にも連絡がつけられたんですけど。
Oh, they're not gonna give you any information.
あ、経緯としてはこうです。戸隠先輩のお知り合いで、稲葉さんたちと同じところに通っていた方、つまり先輩ですね。その方も幸い当時の学生会長だったので、学院まで話をつないでいただいて確認を取ったんですが、星名くんの言う通りわからなかったんです。木月さんがどこに移ったかという記録が残っていなくて。
Is that even possible?
通常ならありえないとは思います。転籍の手続きなどの記録は残るはずですし、なので先方も不思議そうでした。どういうわけかそう処理されてしまっているようだと。
Makes me wonder if there's something like supernatural involved. Maybe she was a witch. Maybe that's what it is. She was a witch, and I don't know. Maybe her consequence. I'm trying to think. I don't know how extensive they can get. We haven't quite seen one that's maybe as extreme as that. Maybe she had to give up her only friend. Meguru must have already looked into where her best friend suddenly disappeared to. Yet she still doesn't know where her friend went. Now I understand why.
転居にあたって何か特別な事情があったのかもしれません。無理を通してでもそう処理してもらわなくてはいけないような。
That honestly doesn't sound too good. When I think about what it could be, maybe they were running away from debt. We have absolutely no information to go on, though, so we can only speculate. Seems like it'll be hard to find out anything else without hiring a private detective or something.
するんですか？
Only as a last resort. I don't want to do that if I don't have to.
そうですね。いくらかかるかもわかりませんし。
This is a tough one. What to do?
星名くんの考えでは、木月さんの行方がやっぱり重要ですか？
Meguru's trauma, or whatever it is, most definitely stems from what happened with Kizuki-san. The one and only friend she had opened her heart to just up and vanished one day, and Meguru suspects that it's her fault.
そんな経験があったから、人に対して一定以上踏み込むのが怖くなってしまってるですか？
I feel like with something like this, maybe you can't get closure for her with Kizuki, but I would like to think that she could make friends again, right? Like, I think we've all had maybe like an experience where we kind of got burned on something and it kind of made us hesitant to maybe get into that situation again, or to a similar one. Like, you know, if your friend ghosts you, you're always going to be afraid of other people ghosting you. I think you can get through that. You can make friends and then not have that happen again, right? And you can kind of regain that trust a little bit, but it's certainly harder to, right? Like if you don't make it up with the person that originally hurt you. But the reality is you're going to get hurt a lot, and sometimes you're not going to be able to get the resolution from that. So I think it is possible to recover. Definitely harder though if you can't resolve that initial instance. Which is why I figured okay, hold up. Which is why I figured that okay, that's got to be a typo, right? If I could bring them together again. Figured that if I could bring them together, I think that's what it's supposed to be. Have them make up, everything would be solved. Sorry, like whenever I have a typo in a visual novel, it bothers me, okay? Because I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I understand though, like those things probably happen. Like you're probably doing hundreds of thousands of lines of dialogue as a translator. You know, you're doing so many different words. You're having to transfer it from Japanese to English. Like there's gonna be some funkiness to it, right? Like I'm sure it's not an easy job, and I'm not gonna act like it is. It's just jarring for me when I'm trying to read it. Even if things didn't go that well, we've only been hearing Meguru's side of things. It's possible that Kizuki-san sees things very differently.
そうですね。少なくとも自分のせいっていうのは稲葉さんの誤解かもしれませんし、連絡だけでもつけられたらそのあたりを聞くことができたんでしょうけど。
Wonder where Kizuki-san is and what she's up to right now.
少しいいかな。
Before we knew it, someone arrived at our table with our drinks.
せっかく入れてもらったのが冷めてしまいますね。大丈夫ですよ、ナナオ。
Crap, I completely forgot about our drinks. Sorry for making you wait.
いや、こちらこそ聞いてしまっていてすまなかった。というところなんだが。
It's okay if you know.
君たちの話に出ていたキズキという人間は。
Oh shit, does she know her? Well, I would think so. She used to attend the same school as Meguru, and the two of them visit each other's homes all the time. That wouldn't have been easy if she lived far away.
それで年の頃で言うと君たちより一つ下。名前は千穂子。
Exactly.
ナナオ、ひょっとして知ってるんですか？
Very much sounds like she does.
私自身に面識はない。だが昔話を聞いたことがある。さらに言えば深く関わりのあったやつをひょっとしたら現在の行方すら知っているかもしれない。
Who?
星名くん、君は一度見たことがある。アイスミルクを飲んでいた妙な幼子と言って。
Okay.
ミルクじゃな。
Milk it shall be. Ah, that weird kid.
ロジャロ。
A little girl came in. She has an oddly sophisticated way of talking, like someone from the last century.
だからノジャロリ。
That girl knows where Kizuki-san is.
落ち着きたまえ。かもしれない。知っていたとしても話してくれるかどうかもわからない。
Why wouldn't she?
しょうがないんだよ。我々はそういう習わしなんでね。だからこれは本当にただの心当たりにしか過ぎない。
我々？ナナオ、まさか。
ああ、あいつ赤城も私と同じ魔女と契約したアルプなんでね。
Wow, no way. I would have never guessed that. It's not like I immediately pointed it out. That girl's an Alp like Soma-san. Like, it was so obvious. I mean, they were also talking about territory, so I assumed, like... I don't know. It just seemed obvious to me. She's actually an animal. She's just not an old-fashioned girl, but she's an old-fashioned furry. Oh no, there's old-fashioned furries now? The hell am I thinking?
アルペ同士というのは言ってしまえばかけらを集めるライバルだ。
I'm really surprised there's not like more division in the furry community. I wonder if there's like people that take the side of, oh, you can only have fursuits and they have to be like this certain style of fursuit, you know, they can't be like an old style. Like, I wonder if there's like fursuits from like 1960 and that's the style too, so it's like created this division within the community. Or there's only the division that likes cat ears or like dog ears, you know, and then like tails. Like they don't go any further than that. Maybe they'll allow like the paws, like you can wear like something over for paws, right? But like you can't go any further than that. You have to look like human otherwise. I'm surprised there's not like factions of furries. Well, I don't really care for furries. I like cat ears and a tail, and that's as far as you go. Maybe. No, actually, I don't even want that. I don't even want the paws. Like, humans already have hands that you can make paws with these, okay? You don't need to go any further. You don't need to actually wear something on your hands. That's as far as I go. I think there's that furry scale you can find online. It has like 1 through 5. I think I was at like a 2, okay? So, we're okay.
我々は互いの契約者のことについては相手に明かさないようにしているんだよ。
I just want to clarify, I do make fun of furries, but if you're a furry, I don't care. I will make fun of it, but I don't really care if you're a furry or not. Like, you do you. I do have a friend who's a furry, so I don't really care. I don't kink shame, okay? That's my big thing. I don't kink shame. Whatever you're into, long as it doesn't affect me, I don't care.
だから私はあいつに話も聞けないし、そもそも今の居場所すら知らない。しかし
Well, let's go find her.
はい。その契約者である魔女は
Oh yeah, I know exactly. It was so obvious. She's in the same club as us. Yeah, it was the most obvious thing in the world that was her.
サノバウィッチ。
Her agami? Is that what they're called? Hold up, we need to scroll back up. Hold up, Samugi, we got more important things. In Akagi. Okay. Ohio. Any update?
返事遅くなっちゃった。赤木、ついさっき捕まったよ。
Oh. Got in touch with Shiba-san immediately after hearing about Akagi. Dang it, I should have just scrolled a little bit more and I didn't have to scroll up. When someone was on, sure enough, she turned out to be Shiba-san's Alp. We got all these different names I've never had to use before. We wanted Shiba-san to ask her to come talk with us, and then but Akagi was nowhere to be seen. Considering what happened with Chihoko, I was a little worried about Akagi disappeared too. Akagi disappeared too, but fortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Wow, I'm really struggling with English today. That's awesome. Thanks, Shiba-san.
っていうかごめんね。返事がすぐできなくてやきもきさせちゃったよね。
I'm still on the whole furry conversation we had. It looks like she's doing that, and it's it's bothering me.
私もやきもきしちゃったよ。本当にもう赤木ったら。
Just happy she's willing to talk. That's all I could ask for. Did she mention anything about Kizuki-san?
知ってるってだけ。あとは話に付き合ってやるから場を用意するのじゃだって。ただしメンツについてはわきまえよ。
Said that, then.
魔女絡みの話になるからってことじゃないのかな。
Shocker. You know, this whole plot is about witches, and we're gonna be talking about witches. Crazy. Means Kizuki-san's disappearance is related to the witch stuff somehow. I figured it was. It just made sense that witches were involved somehow. Already guessed as much as we found out that Akagi and Alp is somehow involved with Kizuki-san. Turns out I was right. I'm sure Akagi also said this to prepare us for that kind of talk. Alright, in that case.
わかりました。七尾に連絡。これで場所については解決だね。
I know, like, this whole little side story here is to help Meguru, but I feel bad that we're kind of ignoring Meguru to do it. Judging by what Soma-san said, tensions might flare if she's there as well, but we don't have anywhere else to do that at. To be fair, it's not like Meguru and I are in a relationship per se. I mean, we've definitely gotten closer, but it's not like we're in a relationship yet.
いえ、むしろその逆だと思いますよ。七尾もいてもらった方がいいでしょう。やりとりをオープンにした方が互いに痛くもない腹を探る。それはそうかも。前にアルプ同士でちょっと揉めたって話だし、話を通しておきさえすればそういうのも減るはずだもんね。私とあやちさんの関係がまさにそうなんだから。では 七尾が同席の上でシュバルツカッテで今日の放課後でいいんですよね。
Yeah, that'd be perfect, just like you said yesterday, better sooner than later.
わかった。じゃあ私は赤城を連れてなるべく早く合流するね。
So I did wonder in a previous episode if the other girls that aren't involved with witches, so like Toko, Inaba-san, I had wondered if they were gonna get involved with witches somehow. I'm guessing Inaba is gonna get involved. I think the only way we can kind of, I guess, express like what happened to her friend and like kind of why we are the way we are, like as far as our relationship with Nene and Tsumugi. I think that's gonna have to involve discussing witches. I would be surprised if she doesn't find out. Meguru, that is. I'd be really surprised if she doesn't. The whole thing is proceeding more smoothly than I could have ever wished for. I would imagine all of the girls. I know in Cafe Stella, I don't think all the girls got involved with the butterflies. So, I mean, it might be possible, but I think Meguru, at least, is going to. I don't know about Toko. I'm going to have to see how they kind of do her route. I just hope Akagi is willing to tell us what we want to know.
申し訳なくはありますけど、部活の方は戸隠先輩と稲葉さんに留守番をお願いしましょう。
あ、今日も活動自体をお休みするんじゃなくて？
連日になってしまうとさすがにいろいろといぶかしまれるのではないか。ですから私たちのことも備品の買い出しということにしておきましょう。
I don't even be able to go back to the club room if the talk doesn't take too long. I really hope we can actually, otherwise this will be the third day in a row I'm skipping club.
そうだね。全部めぐるちゃん絡みっていうのがすごいけど。
Hey, Smoogie, don't point it out. It makes it seem like we're together or something.
となると、私たちも一旦部室に寄ってからって感じかな。
Right, so with that settled,
失礼します。
Meguru meekly calls out. Turn around and find her poking her head into the room like last time.
先輩たち、なんか盛り上がってる？なんですなんです。自分も混ぜてくださいよ。
Oh, she wants to be included, and we're just about to tell her that we're going on a trip without her. When her eyes meet, a smile blooms on Meguru's face, and she rushes into the room. Ooh, how romantic.
放課後の相談をしていたんです。今日は買い出しに行くことになりまして。
I'm still trying to find a good answer for Meguru. Aichi-san does so ahead of me.
買い物なら。いいえ、稲葉さんは戸隠先輩と留守番をお願いできますか？
We could get visitors while we're out. We don't want to close the club room for the second day in a row. I chime in to support Aichi-san. It hurts to do this, but we can't involve her just yet. Need a little bit more time. Please, Meguru. We'll come back as soon as we're done. We need you to keep any guests company in the meantime. Shiba-san remains silent with an uncomfortable look on her face. Guessing she's not a very good liar. Not great at it myself, but I have no problem lying if it's for Meguru. Ooh, okay. What a romantic. Well, that was one hell of a thought, man.
わかりました。
He seems unhappy with the whole thing, but agrees nonetheless. Yeah, all that's left is to talk with Akagi after school. I think we need to promise her, like, hey, I'll hang out with you later. Like, we need to give her something so she doesn't just feel like we're going out with other girls and not including her in things.
ではよろしくお願いします。
はーい、いってらっしゃい。こっちは任せてね。もし誰か来たら、私の魅惑の接客術でみんなが帰るまで帰れないようにしておくよ。
Okay. We don't need to help Meguru anymore. We're putting that aside. We need to show up to the club and saying we need help. I need loving service, okay? I need this. It's not a want, it's a need, okay? I wouldn't mind seeing that or being on the receiving end. Yes! My guy, based. I'll leave the witnessing of that to Meguru. Ah! We're getting ripped off. See you later, Meguru.
はーい。
Sure is bummed about this. Shiba-san and I share a smile at her sulky behavior. As the one responsible for her bad mood, I need to make sure this pays off. Damn, I want that loving service. I need that.
私は赤城を連れてくるね。また後で。
I don't care what we need to sacrifice to obtain it. I will sacrifice everything. Well then, Ayachi-san, we better head out.
そうですね。
Got something on your mind. She wants that loving service too. She's thinking about it.
赤城から話を聞いた後のことです。
We go back. Toko is given the goods out.
星名くん、赤城が知っていたということは、木月さんは十中八九。
I know. So given that Kizuki-san is involved with this whole magic business, we'll need to explain magic to Meguru.
はい、稲葉さんに話せる内容かどうかがまだわかりませんから。もし木月さんの行方が知れなくなったのが魔法や契約と絡むことなら。
Okay, so we were thinking about telling her, which is what I thought would happen. Nene's thinking, okay, if that's the case, let's just not even involve Kizuki anymore. Let's just drop this whole thing.
きっと切実な事情があるはずなんです。
Okay, to be fair, there's an argument for that as well. But she's not speaking from experience. She seems to be bearing a deep pain.
それを知ることができたとしても、稲葉さんが聞くべきではないことだったらと。
Let's worry about that after we know the details. Also, sorry for dragging you into this mess.
どちらかというと、私が星名くんを巻き込んだんですよ。
Yeah, you know, everything started with her, but still she has nothing to apologize for, on the contrary. Yeah, I shouldn't have apologized. Thanks for getting me involved, Ayachi-san.
はい。では行きましょう。
We arrive at the cafe and have a seat, awaiting Shiba-san and
イ
Akagi.
レギュラーな話だよ。
Someone-san places our drinks on the table with a sigh, an unusual attitude for her. There are no other staff or guests in the cafe aside from us. Wow, nobody even comes to this cafe. How do you stay in business? Upon getting word from Aichi-san, Soma-san closed the cafe for the day. Ah, okay. Not that I've ever seen another soul in here. Thought maybe that's why she's griping, but judging by the look on her face, that's not the case. Will it?
いろいろさ。アルプが契約者のことを他者に、特に他のアルプがいる席で語るのも、それについて互い了承済みということも、他にもまあイレギュラー尽くしだ。
少なくとも私とシーバさんは仲良くやっていますから、あなた方アルプも揉めたりしないでくださいね。
I mean, wasn't the whole thing about the Alps like trying to learn more about human emotion and things? I mean, wouldn't this be a great way to do that?
揉めないための様々な取り決めだったんだがね。まあいいさ。今回限りのことだ。
Thank you, Sama-san.
君が礼を言うのか?
Oh, well, Aichi-san is giggling off to the side, but then just as I was about to come up with an excuse...
来たようだ。お待たせ。
Shiba-san flings open the door and enters the cafe, and behind her follows...
邪魔するなじゃ。この子が赤城だよ。
I don't know why her hair, when I look at it, reminds me of like a blue raspberry Slurpee. I know that's gotta be a really random thought, but it's kind of like that color. A little bit. It just reminds me of like my childhood, which is a good thing.
赤城じゃ。と言っても初対面は一人だけじゃな。
はい、はじめまして。七尾の契約者の綾地ねねです。
よろしくなのじゃ。
なるほど。確かにのじゃろりさんです。
I don't know whether Akagi heard that or not, but she ignores Aichi's whisper and briskly walks over to the counter.
場所を借りるぞ。ああ、聞いている。私もここにさせてもらうがね。
I'm just wondering, you guys, which of you really likes her, okay? I know there's always somebody who likes the lolly character, and like she is definitely by far the most lolly character here. She's probably like 500 years old, because you know that's how it always is. They look like they're like 9 years old, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, 500 years old, or they're 42 years old and they're a mother of like 3 kids.
何？半分ほどはお前も知った話じゃ。今さらこれ以上揉めることはあるまい。同感だ。イレギュラーな話だがね。 協定など決めるからそんなズレに悩むことになるのじゃ。ま、あっちはお前と違って特にこだわらんが。
And I bet the reason one of you likes her too is for the way she talks. But I shan't let that bother me this time.
それとミルクを頼むのじゃ。それじゃあ私はレモンティーで。かしこまりました。もろもろ。さて。
It's that time of the year. Bring me some pumpkin spice coffee. That's what I'm trying to get. You know what? I will take every opportunity I can during this time of year to get me some pumpkin spice. I don't care. That might sound like the most white girl thing, but I love pumpkin spice, okay? I won't pretend not to. It is the drink of champions. It is great. It's like how Okabe feels about Dr. Pepper, okay? It's my intellectual drink. With the preliminary talk out of the way, Akagi hops onto a chair at our table. Despite her momentum, she lands on the seat as lightly as a feather. I mean, she probably weighs like 50 pounds. Like, she literally looks like a child. Following that, Akagi stares directly into my face. I think half of her body weight is actually in her hair. Because, I mean, she has more hair than she really does anything else. Come to think of it, I haven't introduced myself yet. My apologies, I'm Hoshina Shuji.
敬語はいらんのじゃ。こんななりじゃからな。
I don't want to hear about the way I talk from the person who's like, I shan't. It's like, frickin'.
お前は混じり者か？珍しいの。魔女二人に同席が許されているだけのことはあるのじゃ。
Yeah, I'm a part of the Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. I don't really know about that myself, but you're a little wrong about something. It's me who wants to know about Kizuki-san.
千穂子の関係者なのか？
More like, I know someone who does.
まあいい。では、何から話そうか。
She leans forward in her seat, showing that she's ready to jump into the main topic. After an exchange of nods between everyone, I get into it. First things first, where is she right now?
知らん。
Well, frick. That was a bit too quick. Are you done
まあ
already?
慌てるな。別にあっちが白状なわけではない。知らんままでいる方がいいと思ったんじゃよ。向こうもあっちのことがもうわからんじゃろうしな。じゃがそれもあいつが望みを得るために代償として支払ったものじゃ。仕方がない。
Ah. Interesting. So she took on a contract. Got her wish fulfilled. Maybe that wish was to have more friends. Maybe she's out living her best life right now. And Meguru kind of got the short end of the stick.
それは魔女の。そういうことじゃ。
Huggy nods nonchalantly. Then she
ジホ
continues.
コはかつてあっちのもう一人の契約者だったのじゃ。
So how the hell did she complete her contract? Because it's all the same requirement, right? They all need to gather the heart fragments. How did she of all people, if she didn't have a lot of friends, do that?
あいつは願いを叶えるために友達すらなくした。確か稲葉めぐると言ったか。友達というものがあっちにはよくわからんが、人間には大事なものなんじゃろ。それをなくして千穂子もそのめぐるとやらも今どこでどう過ごしているのやら。
Okay, so she didn't wish for friends because she lost her only one, implying that she didn't get more. But maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming she knows what her wish is. Ooh, we get to see the love happening out here.
この人数だとさすがに静かだね。喋ってるのは私一人じゃ盛り上がりようもないしな。ごめんなさい。あ、稲葉さんやっと喋ってくれたよ。けど盛り上がるかどうかはやっぱり怪しい感じだね。
I don't know why, but the way they're framing this makes it seem like they're about to do something. I don't know, it's giving me some Yuri vibes.
でもお姉さんは頑張るよ。どんな話題でもちゃんと受け止めて胸の中にしまっておくから。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて。
I actually am in love with you, Toko Senpai. I think about you all the time. Oh my, you do. I don't really think that I like you in that way. please
買って
continue.
バッチコーイ
Sorry, I read a lot of Yuri, so I'm like I would be totally down if something happened, but you know.
ひどくないですこれ。
どれかな。
置いてけぼりとか3人だけで行っちゃうなんて。
稲葉さんついて行きたかったの？
She didn't want to go out with them. She wanted to go out with Shuji.
私と一緒にお留守番嫌だったのかな。
No, that's not it at all.
そういうわけじゃないですけど。
Hey, that was kind of close.
稲葉さんに嫌われてるわけじゃなくて。
I haven't seen these two really interact before. This is kind of weird.
嫌いなわけないですってば。ただ、
そこんとこもうちょっと詳しく話してみようか。そうしたら少しは楽になるかもよ。
はい。つまり
嫌いなわけないけど、ただ
I've heard a lot of good visual novel songs, and I think this is just up there. Like there's nothing like absolutely mind-blowing about it, right? Like it's not like this epic music track that you would get from like the Fate series, right? You know, and it's not like an incredibly meaningful track like you might find in Steins Gate, right? But it's just so good. So good. So relaxing, so calming. It just makes me happy. It really does.
あ、はい。
Sorry, I have to mention how much I love this song whenever I think about it, because it's just
もやもや
it's
するんで
meaningful
す
to
よ。
me.
なんでねね先輩とつむぎ先輩なわけ？なんで自分には声かけてくれなかったわけ？ひょっとして昨日もそうだったの？ってそう考えちゃって、それで。
一つ聞いてもいい？
あ、はい、何ですか？
稲葉さんのその話って星名くんはってことなんだよね。
そうですけど。
だよね。今日3人で買い出しに行ったの別に星名くんが綾地さんとシーバさんを誘ったからとは。
そうかもしれませんけど、でもそれは結果的に同じことじゃないですか。自分は置いてけぼりなわけで。
まあそうなんだけどね。でもそっかそっか。
何がおかしいんですか？
ところでお茶入れるけど飲むかな？合点承知だよ。じゃあ少し待っててね。
うわあ、もやもやしますよ。
かわいいなもう。ねえ稲葉さん、私は思うんだけど。
何ですか？
星名くんはむしろ稲葉さんの
何言ってるんですか？そんなわけありませんよ。
そう？
だって今先輩めぐると一緒にいてくれないじゃないですか。
Meguru! I burst into the clubroom and find Meguru and Togakushi Senpai still
お
there.
かえり星名くん。どうしたの？王子様みたいな登場して。まあそれはそれとして買い物帰りにしてはずいぶん変な感じだね。それに綾地さんとシーバさんは？
Oh, they're at, you know, the place I brought to you before. They're there, at the Schwarz Katz.
ああ、パフェ美味しかったね。
Anyways, Meguru.
はい。
Sorry, I was in such a rush. I should have called you on the way here, asked Aichi-san or Shiba-san to do so. Anyways, that doesn't matter since you're still here. Would you come with me?
星野くん、
Yeah, you too, please. You've done a lot to help us. I don't want to keep secrets anymore.
用が
Ooh, we're doing
ご
it.
一緒しましょう。
We're just gonna reveal it, huh? Yeah?
先輩、それって
Sorry, Meguru. I need to apologize in advance.
めぐるどうすればいいしか？
I'll explain later. Just come with me. Found out what happened to Kizuki-san.
ちいちゃん？ というわけで、この世界には魔法が
Damn.
実在し、そして我々は魔女なんです。
Okay, I literally was just wondering if they were gonna reveal this, and here we go. This episode, they're just dropping everything. I just finished explaining to Meguru and Tokukushi Senpai everything we've been hiding from them about magic and witches. So this is in Meguru's route. I think this situation kind of calls for mentioning it. I wonder if each route's going to kind of do that, or if there's going to be a route that focuses more on just non-magical stuff.
これを踏まえた上で聞いていただかないと話がさっぱりわからないと思いますので。
I could see maybe Togakushi's. Like, Togakushi would be the only other one that might not talk about it.
いきなりではありましたけど、どうかご理解ください。
I'm perfectly okay with if they reveal it each route, because I mean, there's only 2 girls that kind of didn't know about it. If you looked up overwhelmed in the dictionary, you'd see the spitting image of Meguru's face right now. Can't blame her. She was brought to this cafe out of nowhere and had this bombshell about witches dropped on her. And it says Aichi-san says we can't go any further until she has the necessary background knowledge.
ごめんね、今まで内緒にしてて。あ、いえ、その、はい、そんな気軽に打ち明けられない話っぽいのはわかりますので、別に、はい、むしろ自分がちゃんとついていけてるか自信がなくてごめんなさいなんですけど。
Well, this will be nice. Like I said earlier, I think it'll be good for Meguru to understand why we've kind of had these certain relationships, why we've kind of disappeared, I guess, and gone out with certain people.
何かわからないことがあったら後で改めて説明します。戸隠先輩もそれでお願いします。
勝手んなよ。聞かせてもらえるだけで私はありがたいからね。それで先輩、ちーちゃんのことがって。
Yeah, we actually found someone who knows Kizuki-san. Akagi, can you take it from here? Akagi takes a step forward and looks up at Meguru. Bewildered beyond belief, Meguru looks back and forth between me and Akagi.
この子が？安心して。あっちは見た目通りの年ではない。
See, I told you.
少なくともお前や千穂子よりは生きておる。
Every little lolly girl like this is actually like 200 years old, 542, somewhere in those ranges, okay?
お前がめぐるか。あっちは赤城じゃ。お前のことは千穂子から聞いておったぞ。たった一人の親友じゃったとな。お願いします。聞かせてください。ちーちゃんのこと。ではまず座るのじゃ。はい。そしてだ。おい、ミルクを頼むのじゃ。ミルクください。いや、今のはあっちの注文じゃよ。
Lass.
あっち？どっち？
She said lass. She doesn't talk like a normal girl. Just think of her as your typical, okay, I had to read that like a few times. I was like, what the hell is this word? Unaging lolly. Okay. I don't know why it just didn't click with me to unaging.
はいはい。あっちは一人称だったんですね。遊郭言葉がさらになまったみたいな。
I'm so glad that they acknowledge it though. Because Meguru understood as soon as I made the lolly comparison.
で、結局君の注文はどうするんだい？せっかくなんであっちもミルクでいいです。千穂子にゆかりのある者同士な。
Akagi sits down with a grin on her face and Meguru smiles back at her. The exchange seems to have loosened Meguru up a bit. She's opening up to Akagi quite quickly.
ちーちゃんのこと話してくれる？よかろう。では順を追っていくのじゃ。
Akagi nods and then prepares to begin. Meguru is about to learn what she has always wanted to know. The rest of us had only heard the short version of it so far. We're all leaning forward, eagerly awaiting the start of Akagi's explanation. Akagi proceeds to, one by one, from the very start, explain what happened to Kizuki-san.
まず、千穂子はあっちの契約者じゃった。つまり魔女。あいつは叶えたいと強く渇望する願いを持っておった。 じゃから我々は契約を果たし、千穂子は魔女となった。めぐる、ここまではいいか？
知らなかった。ちいちゃんが魔女だったなんて。
驚くのも無理はない。魔女は普通、魔法の存在を知らぬ者にはそれを明かさぬからな。じゃが今は別じゃ。お前はもう知っておる。じゃから明かした。すべてはそこからじゃ。
っていうか、私も知らなかったよ。赤木が私と契約していながら、同時に千穂子ちゃんとも契約してたなんて。
Oh yeah, I guess that would have had to have been the case.
別に咎められる言われはないのじゃ。ハルプは一人としか契約できない。などという決まりはないからな。
一緒にしないでくれ。普通は一人だけだ。
The shake of her head, Soma-san interjects from behind the counter. I think it'd be cool, since I've been talking about whether Toko will have any involvement in her route. Obviously, this is very much Meguru's route. It's not canon, I guess, for the main route, the true ending. I think it'd be cool if she became a witch. I think it'd be cool if we got to see like somebody become a witch in the route. And Toko would be the only one that could have that happen. We'll see. I just want to see Toko in a witch's outfit. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. We've already kind of got a glimpse of it after Halloween. That outfit was a sight to behold. I see. I guess this meeting isn't the only thing unprecedented about Akagi.
でないと面倒が見切れるものか。なのに、お前は複数人と契約した挙句、越境行為まで。
It seems like Nanao's maybe more of like a traditional witch, while Akagi's maybe a little bit more... I don't know if it's necessary that she like kind of just doesn't care about the rules, or if she's just a little bit more progressive and it's like, hey, I'm not going to do what we've always done. I'm just going to do whatever I want, right? If I want to have multiple contracts, there's nothing saying I can't have multiple contracts. There's nothing saying I can't like kind of tell people about witches. I wonder if there's like some secret society that like prevents things. I feel like there's always this thing like in Twilight they had like a secret vampire society that like killed off vampires for telling other people about them, right? What was the other example I was thinking of? Let's see. For like witches, I'm like, is there a witch society? I'm thinking of Harry Potter. Harry Potter has kind of a society that like punishes people for like letting other people know. I don't know why I was thinking of Madoka Magica, and I was like, no, there's not really anything besides Kyubey, right? Then why did you form a contract with Kizuki-san? Meguro, Kizuki-san used to live around here, right?
はい。ちいちゃんちはうちから10分くらいでしたけど。
別に難しい理由はない。あいつがあっちと紬の暮らしている町に旅してきた時に知り合って契約を交わしたというだけのことじゃ。じゃからあっちは時々この町まで出張してきていたんじゃよ。まあそのせいでちと縄張り問題でそこの面倒くさい猫と揉めたんじゃが。
I wonder, because since we're talking about like kind of an organization that manages things like this, you're talking about territorial. I mean, is that just like your word? I mean, how is that enforceable?
黙れ鳥。羽の生えているやつはこれだから困るんだ。
Oh, she's a bird? Why is she the one drinking milk then?
あの時はおかげで散々苦労させられた。
むしろあっちは時々遠出しないとおかしくなるんじゃよ。元が渡り鳥じゃったからかもしれんな。猫にはわからんじゃろうか。
Now that I think about it, her color scheme makes a little bit more sense. I don't know about Nanao's pink hair. I mean, there's no pink-haired cats. Unless, like, she's, like, one of the naked cats. Like, I could see maybe that, because the skin is kind of pinkish. Because you don't have any fur. But I could see the blue theme, like being like a bluebird or something, you know? With yellow eyes, like I could see that.
まあいい。もう済んだことだし、ネネの手前、ことを荒げる気もない。
That's funny though. I could kind of see why these two maybe don't get along. I mean, they're kind of natural enemies in a way. I mean, cats hunt birds, so birds obviously would not like cats in return.
これは余談じゃな。
We digress. I love digress. I love that word.
それで、おそらくめぐるが聞きたいのは、その後千穂子がどうなったか、じゃな。
Yeah, that'd be nice to know.
では話そう。そうじゃな。千穂子は魔女になり、かけらを集め始めた。
See, like, look at this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm kind of covering it up. Look how much freaking hair she has. Like, she has more hair than anything else. I'm telling you.
おそらくは他の魔女よりも苦労したはずじゃ。
It's more difficult. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, how did she finish that? Like, she of all people should have not finished this.
あいつが支払うことになった代償は、ちょっと珍しいくらいに厳しいものじゃったし、あげく、あっちもこの通り、24時間フルサポートというわけにはいかん。じゃがそれを乗り越え、あいつは魔法を完成させた。つまり、それほどまでに叶えたかった願いを持っていたということ。それだけ強く願っているものがあったということ。ちいちゃんは何を叶えたかったの？
Yeah, why did you explain it in the most vague way? Like, I thought this was supposed to be the deeper version. In that question, the previously confident Akagi shows hesitation for the first time. However, yielding to Meguru's earnest gaze, Akagi heaves a sigh and gives her answer.
一字一句たがわずに覚えておるよ。メグちゃんの病気を治してほしいじゃ。
Oh, we're going this route. Okay, one of the characters has like a debilitating disease or something. And Megu-chan does she mean Meguru? Meguru had a disease she wished to
ど
cure.
ういうこと？自分は別に。やはりな。そんな気はしておったのじゃ。
Ah, okay, so she had something and doesn't remember it because it got cured. Ogi sighs and shakes her head a little. She then narrows her eyes and stares at Meguru.
トゲが刺さったかのように、小さいが深く心に穴が開いておる。千穂子との別れで相当衝撃を受け、未だにその傷は癒えきっておらんと見える。体の方はすっかり健康になったようじゃが。待って、心の穴のことはなんだか否定できないけど、でも病弱だったのは自分じゃなくてちいちゃんの方で。千穂子は物静かで線の細い子じゃったが、別に病気は持っておらなんだよ。おそらくめぐるはショックで記憶がごっちゃになっておるのじゃろう。あるいは魔法によって体が一晩にして癒えたことに整合性をつけるための脳の処置なのかもしれんが、いずれにせよ難病を患っておったのはお前じゃよ。あっちは他ならぬ千穂子からそう聞いておる。体が弱くてあまり外に出られないから、いつも家で本を読んでいるとな。
Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit more understanding of her backstory, right? Seemed like she didn't have a lot of friends. There's a reason for that. Like, she couldn't have a lot of friends. You know, she couldn't leave the house.
あとは一緒にゲームもしたとかな。お前うまいんじゃろ？
I don't know. I kind of like this backstory for her. Like, there was a reason why she ended up liking kind of more of these lonerish activities. Like, I'm not saying lonerish in a bad context. Like, if you have a lot of friends who play video games, it doesn't make you a loner, right? But it makes sense why she had a lot of activities she liked doing that maybe didn't involve other people all the time. She finally accepted what Akagi is telling her. For me, too, the dots are finally starting to connect. That's why Meguru has so many indoor hobbies. Yeah, okay, Shuji's saying the same thing too. That's a better way of putting it. She couldn't go outside much due to her sickly body, so naturally it led her into getting into things she could do at home. This might also explain why she reads everything she gets her hands on regardless of genre. None of us onlookers can interject anymore. We can only sit there holding our breaths while listening to Akagi and Meguru's conversation.
願いについてはそんなところじゃな。そしてそれを叶えるために支払った代償についても触れなくてはいかん。
Yeah, I would love to know like what quirks she had to deal with while she was doing that.
お前たちの別れの原因になったのはむしろそちらにあるのじゃからな。どんな代償だったの？
Maybe she had to like get rid of all of her connections that she had.
めぐるの病気が難しいものだったせいか、治すために必要な魔法もその分代償もちょっと珍しいくらいに厳しいものだったのじゃ。例えば紬の代償もきつくはあるが、王とするだけじゃし、言ってしまえば女物の服を着ずにおれば済むな。そうだね。私的には結構辛いけど、危険なことは起きないわけだし。じゃが千穂子のものはそうもいかなかったんじゃよ。避けようもなく、また何かをしなければ収まるというものでもなかった。一度起きてしまうとずっと続く。たとえ魔法が完成しても変わることはない。
Well, why don't you just tell me what it was?
それが悪かった。
だからもったいつけないで教えて。ちーちゃんはどうしたの？
Yeah, thank you, Meguru. I'm thinking the same thing. What was
あ
it?
いつの払った代償は身の回りの人間のことを忘れていくじゃ。
Okay, I mean, you forget anyone you were close to. I mean, gosh, that's got to be her parents too. Okay. Not honestly the most terrible thing. Like, yeah, it's bad. I'm not gonna downplay that, but she didn't really probably have many people that she was close to. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, Meguru seemed like she was her only close friend, and then I think like maybe forgetting your parents would be kind of bad. Like, that would be quite terrible. But is it like constantly forgetting? Like, you can't remember them even like if you get introduced to them again? Like, will you forget them again? Like, is this like an Alzheimer's thing? Like, how serious is this? Or is it just like a one-time wipe and then you can remember them again? It sounded like consequences that would last even after a wish was fulfilled. Like, that could be just, oh yeah, she won't magically remember them after she fulfills it. Or it could be like she'll constantly forget them and she can never remember the people that she was initially close to. That could be even new bonds that she makes. She won't remember people she gets too close to. That would suck. That would be really bad. Like, you couldn't form any close friendships. That reminds me of a little bit of Miho from Please Be Happy. Not quite the same, but anybody that she came in contact to would like forget her after a day if she didn't like constantly see them. Everyone in this room is rendered speechless. Getting anyone she was close to. The worst part about this is it's permanent. Her lost memories won't ever come back, even now that her contract has been completed. Is that the price way too
こっち
severe?
に言われても困る。何が代償として引き出されるかは誰にも知ることはできない。あいつはそういうことになってしまった。それ以上でもそれ以下でもないのじゃ。
Like I said, it just depends on what the little fine print on that is.
それ
Is
じゃ
it just a one-time wipe? That's not too bad. I mean, it is bad, not incredibly bad.
もちろん最初は混乱しておったよ。あっちもずいぶん責められもした。じゃがすぐに覚悟を決めた。自分が忘れてしまっても迷惑をかけないように。人との付き合いを少しずつ経っていって。
Okay. It's making a little bit more sense now. So when Meguru ended up saying, like, you're the only friend that we have, I'm your only friend, you're my only friend, like, we have this close bond, she knew that the price of her contract would cause her to forget her. Like, it kind of cemented that. It wasn't like, oh, I feel bad because I have no other friends, and you're pointing that out. It was, I know that I don't have any other friends, or I've cut off ties with them already, and you're telling me, like, that I'm kind of your only friend. Maybe it was more that she felt bad for her than she felt bad for herself. She already knew what was coming. And she felt bad because that's going to mean that Meguru is going to lose essentially her only friend. Wow, that's kind of deep.
それでもめぐるからは離れられずにいて、
Yeah, she's kind of delaying the inevitable.
そのめぐるのことすらいつか忘れてしまうかもしれないという恐怖を懸命に耐えて、そこまでしてどうして？
Meguru shakily utters her question, as if she's saying she can't believe it, that she doesn't want to believe it.
どうしてめぐるの病気なんかを。そりゃ親友だったからじゃろ。あいつはな、めぐちゃんは本当はすごく明るい子なの。みんなの人気者になれちゃうくらい素敵な子なの。自分は友達を作るのが本当に下手で、めぐちゃん一人だけだけど、めぐちゃんは絶対に違うのと。
My question is, though, why didn't she just tell her what was going on? I feel like that would have just solved a lot of these problems.
そんなめぐちゃんが世界にたった一人の親友だって言ってくれた。ちいちゃんだけそばにいてくれればいいって。嬉しかった。本当に嬉しかった。
I don't know, maybe there was some stipulation that she couldn't really, like, fully explain this?
だからお礼がしたかったの。めぐちゃんのために何かしてあげたかったの。私の自慢の親友が元気よく外を走り回れるように。
Maybe the idea was that she wanted Meguru to kind of go on and live a normal life, because if she told her about the witches, that would change her life, right? And maybe she didn't want Meguru to pursue that. Maybe Meguru would have wanted to go make a contract herself and try to, like, fix that, like, fix this whole situation. I don't know. Maybe she was just trying to avoid getting her involved in this whole thing. And maybe that was maybe just better. Maybe she thought, like, once I forget about her and I move away, she's gonna move on from me and she's gonna end up being okay.
クラスの人気者にだってなれちゃうように。たとえ私がめぐちゃんのことを私がいなくなってもめぐちゃんが一人で頑張っていけるように。私は魔法を完成させて病気を治してあげたい。
I actually do like how they did this whole story. Like, it makes sense.
あいつは最後にはまず両親すら忘れた。両親はそりゃ驚いた。やれ検査だ手術だ療養だと現地へ越して、そこで娘を暮らさせることにした。
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, her parents would have been close with her. Yeah, they would have been forgotten.
そしてあいつは最後の最後には魔法を得る目的だった大事な親友のことすら忘れて、結果めぐるは親友を突然失うことになったのじゃな。別れの言葉すらなかったのは当然じゃ。千穂子はその時にはもうお前のことを覚えておらなんだのじゃからな。
Well, damn. I mean, I'm glad we, like, finally know all this, and, like, I'm actually really satisfied with the way they've explained this.
両親
It
に
just sucks.
こ
Like,
こでの
that's
生活の
that's
すべ
hard.
てを断ち切るように娘を連れていずこかへ越していったのじゃからな。そういうことだったんだ。
だから学院にも何も。
本当に赤城ですら行方を知らないの？知らん。今はどこでどう暮らしておるのか、おそらく探さん方がいいじゃろう。あっちもその気はない。本人も親も困らせるだけじゃろうし、ひょっとしたら何かの負担がかかることだってないとは言えんのじゃ。
それじゃあ
Meguru drops her shoulders. Sadness and despair radiate from her so strongly that it physically hurts. Meguru. Unable to take it over to Meguru and wrap my arms around her shoulders.
先輩。
Was bringing her here a mistake? No, I don't think it was. Was it wrong for me to try discovering Kizuki-san's whereabouts? I grind my teeth in despair when
ジャガの一つきちんと言っておくぞ。
Akagi calls out to Meguru
あい
loudly.
つは魔法を作り上げた。願いを叶えた。めぐる、これがどういうことかわかるか？
どういうこと？ちいちゃんはめぐるを直してくれたけど、代わりにもうめぐるのことを覚 えてない。
I mean, yeah, not being able to remember you is hard, but like she sacrificed that to save you in a way, to help you live like a healthy, fulfilling life. I mean, that's the best thing you could ever ask for from a friend. Like, hey, like if we're talking about favors, if we're talking about doing something for somebody, I mean, that's pretty big.
そうじゃ。つまりあいつはめぐるのことを忘れても、それでも最後までやり遂げたのじゃ。
She shivers as if she had received a divine revelation.
じいちゃん。
正直あっちも驚いたのじゃ。本当にあいつはめぐるのことを覚えてはおらん。じゃがこれは大事なことな気がすると言って。
Oh, so are they implying that? So we know there's like a penalty, right? You know, Nene has whatever that, whatever you want to call that she has going on. Samugi can't wear men's clothes. She started forgetting them while she was still fulfilling the contract. She didn't even remember who Meguru was or why she was trying to fulfill this contract to save her. She fulfilled it anyways. Damn. So she forgot about her and was working on it still, because she figured that I started this for some reason. I need to finish it.
こうすればきっと願いを叶えられると言って、誰の体を癒す願いなのかすらもうわからないくせに、本当のしまいにはあっちのことすら忘れたくせに、すごいやつだったんじゃぞ、千穂子は。あいつはちゃんとお別れしなきゃいけないと言ったんじゃ。
Damn, okay, maybe I was downplaying like how bad this wish was, like how bad the penalty for it. Like she literally forgot why she was fulfilling the wish as she was doing it. She forgot the person who extended the opportunity to even fulfill this wish in the first place. So she was literally just doing this, I don't know, off instinct, I guess.
あいつはめぐるを忘れたかもしれんが、あいつが代わりに作り上げた魔法はまさにあいつそのものだったんじゃ。それがめぐる、お前の中に生きておる。
Meguru hangs her head and trembles. Akagi leans in and peers at Meguru's face from below with a mischievous look.
どういうことか分かったか？
Meguru gives a big nod. It's as if that was the trigger. Tears start streaming down her cheeks. Meguru.
Senpai!
Meguru throws herself into my chest. She hugs me tightly, pressing her wet eyes against me. With a shaky voice, she gives voice to newfound feelings welling up within her.
じいちゃんを傷つけたわけでも、じいちゃんに嫌われたわけでもなかったんだ。
Damn.
うむ。
じいちゃんがいてくれたから、じいちゃんもめぐるのこと、今の健康はじいちゃんにもらったものだったんだ。めぐるの体はじいちゃんの思いで生きてるんだ。めぐる、親友をなくしてなんかいなかったんだ。
Yeah, that's crazy because she thought she lost her best friend, but it was really her best friend who lost hers. Thank goodness her heart had been saved. The thorn that was stuck in her heart is no longer there. Meguru's shaking shows no signs of stopping.
でも、うかぎ、苦しい。めぐる、じいちゃんに何もしてあげられてない。
Just as Meguru's best friend had been thinking of her and holding her dear, Meguru has been strongly, sincerely holding her as dear. Regret almost to the point of guilt overcomes
会
her.
わずにいた方がいいなら、それがじいちゃんのためになるんなら我慢するけど、苦しいよ。じいちゃんの気持ちにどうやってお礼すれば。
ならば最後に明言しておくが、めぐる。
Akagi puts her hands on her hips and peers at Meguru, who has her face buried in my chest. We're continuing, she looks up at me and flashes me a grin.
お前は心優しくて感じやすいやつのようじゃ。どうせ千穂子を失ってからしばらくは抜け殻のようになっておったんじゃろ。じゃが今あっちの目に映るお前は
元気であるだけじゃない。たくさんの人間に囲まれておる。愛されておる。ここにおる人間はみんなお前のために奔走しておったのじゃぞ。
赤城。
それにだ、あっちは正直今日お前を見て驚いた。千穂子から聞いた印象とまるで違っておったからの。そんな洒落た服を着こなしてこうなんじゃ、イケておるとはな。
これは
分かっておる。あっちと千穂子は分かっておる。
Doggy nods to herself in an exaggerated manner. Jen continues in a casual tone.
お前はこのままじゃダメだとちゃんと立ち上がったのじゃろ。きっとそれこそがあいつが本当に願っていたことなのじゃ。だから安心せい。お前もちゃんとあいつの願いを叶えたのじゃ。
Meguru balls her eyes out against my chest. Her overflowing tears show no sign of stopping anytime soon. These are not tears of sorrow.
頑張るから。メガル、頑張るから。大丈夫だから。頑張れるから。
Everyone present knows that these are tears of relief, as if Meguru had just been freed of an immense burden. And with that, the matter of Meguru's best friend has come to a close.
サノバウィッチ。
I really like that whole story. I like how it came to a nice conclusion. They did a really nice job of like making it fulfilling, and it made sense to me. I was like, oh, okay, that explains why this happened. And I liked how we didn't have to like see the friend again. Like there was a reason why we kind of let her go, and then didn't have to pursue after her or anything. I don't know. It was just really nice. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Really touching story. Matter of Meguru's friend has been heavily weighing on her. It's the main reason for why she found it difficult to get especially close to anyone. After many trials and tribulations, we were finally able to help her overcome her emotional roadblocks. Which is why I thought we'd be able to retrieve fragments now, but...
どう？あやちさん。
反応なしです。
私の方も。ってことは間違いなく。
Now lunch break, two witches and I are tilting our heads in puzzlement. This morning we secretly checked the state of Meguru's heart
ま
and...
さかまだ回収不可能とは思いませんでした。
これで大丈夫って思ってたんだけどね。人の心が一筋縄ではいかないのも重々承知だったけど、さすがにちょっとがっか。
I think Kizuki-san is still weighing on her mind or something.
親友の気持ちは分かっても二度と会えないっていうのは変わらなかったわけだもんね。
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, huh? Like she kind of got some fulfillment out of that, right? Like some comfort. But then there's also that downside to it. Like, oh, I understand why everything happened, but I'm still hurt by it. Just in a different way.
その可能性はなくはないけど。
私はもう一つの可能性の方が高い気がします。
Like what?
悩みが別にあるという可能性です。木月さんとのことは昨日の一件で解消できた。
プラマイゼロというかマイナスのまま、つまり回収不可能ってことだね。
さらに言えばその悩みは新たに深まったものである可能性が高いです。かけらが回収可能な状態とは、要は特定の感情が肥大し心のバランスが崩れている状態なわけですから。
Oh yeah, shattering those excess emotions and collecting them is what brings the heart into balance. But that's not what's happening here then.
木月さんとのことが解決して嬉しい代わりに他の悩みが深まっちゃったからだね。
But interesting, we're going into this, I'm assuming this is the final chapter? I could be wrong. Or at least we're going into the next chapter. With this still being on our minds. So like they're kind of making this the de facto focal point of this. Especially this experience could have resulted in net zero, like you said. That would explain why retrieval wasn't possible yet.
それがバランスが取れている状態とは違うのが人の心の難しいところですけど。
Okay, but what could be bothering her again?
それなんだよね。
I mean, on the way home yesterday.
本当にありがとうございました。なんかすっとしましたよ。ずっと胸につかえてたものがなくなったっていうか。
あっちのおかげじゃな。
Okay, okay.
もうそういうのはいいの。
Good for you, really. I'm happy for you.
でもびっくりでしたよ。魔法のこととか、実はネネ先輩と紬先輩が魔女だったとかもそうですけど。
It almost sounds like they're trying to pivot it from like, okay, got all that cleared up, but oh yeah, I'm actually in love with Shuji, and Shuji has like this kind of connection with them, and I understand why he was always with them that I don't have with him. So maybe it's like this idea of I think he belongs with Nene, or maybe even Samugi more, because I'm assuming they might have explained a little bit about Shuji's condition. So maybe it makes sense, like, oh, okay, they're all a little bit magically inclined, and I'm not. Like, going back to kind of last episode, we were talking about how she's kind of a plain girl, right? Just kind of normal. We understand why that was now. But maybe she doesn't feel special compared to everybody else.
まさか先輩がちーちゃんのこと調べてたなんて。しかもちーちゃんまで実は魔女で契約してたアルプでしたっけ？
Well, that was thanks to Aichi-san and Shiba-san. Sorry, I told them about it even after you asked me to keep it a
そ
secret.
れはおかげでちーちゃんのことが分かったわけですし。
And maybe there could be a little bit of a situation with Meguru thinking that we only helped her because, you know, that's kind of what our club does, right? Like, we help people with these problems. We tend to help them, and then we kind of move on. Maybe she thinks that's what's going to happen to her. Maybe she thinks Shuji only was getting close to her to kind of help her with some deeper problem, and now that he's done so, he's going to move on. They wanted to do something about it for you. It seemed to me like what happened with Kizuki-san had been weighing on your mind all this time. Since you told me about it, I felt like I had to do
ち
something.
ーちゃんにもう会えないのは変わらないですけど。はい、もう大丈夫です。おかげでちーちゃんの気持ちが分かりましたから。自分のこと思ってくれてたって。
I'm really happy for you.
それに。
What about me?
ああ、もう急に顔覗き込まないでくださいよ。先輩のマジエ
What? You're starting with that now?
ロ。そうですよ。先輩が先輩なのは変わりませんもん。
Well, I can't deny that.
すっごい複雑な顔してるし。ねえねえ先輩、見ました見ました？はい、見ましたけど、その前にちょっと苦しいです。うんうん、平和だね。
It's the laugh of a goddess. You're smiling so cheerfully.
実は他の悩みが一体何なんでしょう。
Whoa! Clubroom door suddenly roused, causing my heart to skip a beat. Crap, is it Meguru? No, wait.
誰もいないかな。
Oh, it's you, Togakushi-senpai. I'm sorry, I'll open the door now.
おお、やっぱりいた。ひょっとしたらと思ったけど、大当たりだったみたいだね。
Why did we have the door locked?
で、鍵閉めて何してたのかな。しかも稲葉さん抜きで。
I love that smug look on her face. Well, oh, right, maybe you could help us.
何？めぐるちゃん、まだ他に何か悩んでることがあるのかもって話をしてたんです。
でも、私たちには全員心当たりがなくて。
I wonder if Togakushi has figured it out. Because she was alone with her and kind of had a little bit of a discussion.
君たち、
Yeah,
鈍い子揃
she
いだった
knows.
んだね。
She knows. Ah, do you know what it is?
まあ、なくはないけど。
What do you think it is? I'd like to help her. Togakushi senpai?
優しいお姉さんが手取り足取り何でも教えてくれると思ったら大間違いなんだよ、星名くん。
I don't know about babysitting, but you're welcome to sit on me anytime. Oh,
さてさて、
frick,
そ
I
れじ
said
ゃ
that
あ
out
話を
loud.
続けてくれたまえ諸君。
Just forget you heard
私の
anything,
こと
guys.
は気
You
に
didn't
せ
hear
ず
anything.
ね。
It was a mistake. My microphone glitched. You're not gonna tell us, huh?
私が言っちゃったら台無しってことだよ。ま、頑張りたまえ、星名くん。
台無し？
本当に鈍い子たちだ。
Uh,
わかるけど。
I love Toko because she's a knower, right? Like she sees the things that everybody else is just so blind to. Like she's just a little bit more mature than everybody else, I guess. Following that, Togakushi senpai simply sat there, sitting with a smile on her face. The three of us, on the other hand, didn't get anywhere, and then we decided to give up for now and return to our classroom.
あれ、稲葉さんじゃん。覗き込んじゃってどったの？
あ、いえ、星名たち？あいつらなら昼休みになってすぐに3人で出てったけど。あ、はい、ありがとうございます。また3人でいなくなってるとか。
That's what I was worried about. She keeps seeing them going off together.
おお、稲葉さん、帰ってきたみたいだぞ。
Oh, you've come to visit us, Meguru.
見ての通りですよだ。なんかめぐるちゃん機嫌悪い。
I mean, you keep going off with two girls, Shuji. I mean, what are you expecting?
やっぱり悩み事が。
Must be then. Oh, we should all sit.
そうだね。席つけちゃおう。ありがとうございます。
Meguru bows her head as she thanks Shiba-san, then sits down. Except for some reason, she sat down on the desk right next to mine instead of the one Shiba-san set aside for her.
あれ？ダメですか？ダメってことはないけど。じゃあここで失礼します。
Meguru, how'd it go the other day?
何がですか？
You know, the day before yesterday
先
when...
輩たち座らないんですか？
Right, I'll sit down.
座りました。
Gosh, you guys, you're not making this better. Meguru's just sitting next to me, showing no signs of budging or saying anything.
いえ、もう何が何だか。
Well, it's clear that she's mad about something.
3人だけで目で会話しないでくださいよ。おーい、何やってるわけ？
That's what I'd like to know. What the heck is Meguru's deal? And then after school.
まだ浮かない様子ですね。
Yeah, she isn't joining our conversation at all.
戸隠先輩、やっぱり教えてはもらえないんですか？
This is why Toko's best girl right here. Seems as though she has no intention of telling us at all. She's just smiling to herself.
稲葉さん。はい。そのですね。何か悩みがあるなら相談に乗りますよ。
Oh, snap, she actually went and said it. Way to go, Aichi-san. However,
ねね先輩。
はい。遠慮なくどうぞ。でもその前に人笑いをお願いした方がいいですか？二人きりじゃないと話しづらいかもしれませんし。
ねね先輩って今誰のこと考えてます？
はい。
just wanted a question. What does she even mean by that?
今はもちろん稲葉さんのことですけど。
本当ですか？自分はなんか変なんですよね。
はい。そのあたりを話してもらえたら嬉しいです。
ねね先輩、自分のこと応援してくれますか？
それはもちろんですけど。応援してます。頑張ってほしいですし、力にもなりたいと思っています。稲葉さん、今日はずっと様子が変ですし、それが気がかりでしたし。だから相談に乗りたいんです。
I think this music is just wonderful. just this kind of like, hey, it's pretty obvious what's going on here, but everybody's just not wanting to talk about it. And then there's Toko just smiling in the background, just having a good time. She's like, wow, today is wonderful. You know, there's some nice flowers outside, guys. It's sunny. It's a wonderful day. Just everyone else is like just not understanding.
むしろねね先輩だからこそ相談しづらいですよ。めぐる、何言ってるんだろう。空気悪くしちゃいましたよね。ごめんなさい。いえ、それは別。でも
Having come back to her senses, Meguru lifts her head and looks around the room. And since I've been looking at her, our eyes meet. Anxiety washes over me and I experience the pain of 1,000 needles pricking me all over. Accompanying that is the slightest tinge of bittersweetness. Meguru?
ちょっと飲み物買って頭冷やしてきます。稲葉さん。
Stand up from my seat without thinking. I'll go after her. Okay, Shuji, thank you.
よろしく、星野くん。青春だね。
I love that she just acts like she's way older. Like, she is a little bit older, but she acts like she's leagues older than us. Like, oh yeah, I've been through all of that. I'm like, didn't you tell us before you have no experience whatsoever? Must have been walking pretty fast. I didn't manage to catch up to her until we reached the courtyard. School's out, there's still people here, and they're taking a break from their clubs or chatting with their friends. I couldn't care less about any of that. Right now, Meguru takes priority. Whew, finally got up to you.
何追いかけてきてくれちゃってるんです、この先輩。
Ah, it hurts. It hurts so much. In addition to the pain and anxiety, I can now sense a conflicted feeling, as well as a strong spicy taste. It's just anger. Meguru is mad at me. Hey, Meguru.
何ですか？
Again, I'm sorry. You're mad at me, aren't you? You said it was okay yesterday, but you're still upset about how I told Aichi-san and the others, even though I promised not to. Following my question, the sharp pain intensifies. The spiciness in my mouth also. Oh wait, this isn't spiciness. Even my tongue feels like it's being pricked with needles. I mistook that for spiciness. The taste is actually more sour. I know what this is. The taste of worry and uneasiness. And as for the stinging pain, I have no doubt what it is. Happened right when I mentioned Aichi-san.
だからそれは別にいいですってば。そんなの。それより。
Say, Meguru.
なんです？
Are you jealous? You've been jealous lately because I've been only talking about Aichi-san and the others. Oh, yes, he's finally starting to understand. Yeah, look at that. He hit the nail on the head. Whoa, hot, hot, hot. An incredible heat washes over me. Stems from severe embarrassment. Looks like I nailed it. Ha, 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 ha. I can't control my laughter at the realization. The heat hasn't left, but it feels oddly comfortable now, allowing me to relax. Really? You've been jealous? Ha, 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 I see. Of course you would be. Why I haven't noticed until now. Thinking back on it, you always get huffy whenever I left you to go somewhere with Aichi on the others.
何言ってるんです？
Genuine anger is finally entering my mouth, but right now, even that spicy taste is pleasant to me. So it's rich with a hint of sweetness and umami. Man, why does Meguru always have the tastiest emotions? Still sounds weird out of context. Bittersweet taste is delicious as well. Is it because all our emotions have always come with a hint of sweetness? Basically, this means. So I'm the one you wanted to spend time with. If so, wow, that would always, make me really happy.
信じらんない。最低。何勝手に決めつけてんですか。調
Oh
子に乗らないで
no.
くださいよ。
The tsundere is coming out. Hey, Meguru? She storms away in a huff. Maybe I went a little overboard there. Though her emotions were still slightly sweet when she left. Emotions are so delicious that my heart races at the slightest taste of them. I really want to taste more of them. Why do I? My own emotions are now the biggest mystery. What the hell is his problem? What does he think he's doing? Why does he, where does he get off claiming that I'm jealous? And then he laughed at me.
おてめん気取りか。
Shut up my frustrations at the empty air, but that fails to quell the racing of my heart or to dampen the rising temperature in my face. What's my problem anyways? I couldn't say anything in return and I ended up running away blushing.
やきもちなんて。
There's no way I would be. He can go and talk to Nene-senpai and Samugi-senpai all he wants. I mean, sure, I get a little uncomfortable when he does, and I'm worried that he finds Nene-senpai more attractive than me, but that's all. Wait a minute. I also keep thinking stuff like, why her and not me? I always wonder if he treats Nene Senpai as nicely as he does me. Also earlier.
先輩、自分のこと応援してくれますか？
Sort of asked that without thinking.
あれって質問じゃないよね。前にそんな話した。女の子はネネ先輩が自分のライバルにならないかちゃんと確認してから相談してるんだって牽制して応援させる方向に持っていくんだって。
This actually is.
やきもちだ。
Wow, she actually like pieced it together pretty well.
サノバウィッチ。
And then there's just her reading smut. The weekend went by and now it's Monday. I'm on my way to school. When? Oh, what the?
おはよう星名。
Ohio.
どうしたの？渋い顔して。
It's nothing. This isn't my imagination, isn't it? There are all these gazes stabbing me every now and then. Now that I look around, I'm finally noticing the occasional glances of jealousy directed my way as I walk down the hallway. Make things worse and getting a headache too. What's this
お
about?
はようっす。
Ohio!
で、
What do you mean?
教室来るまでの間に聞いたけど、お前変な噂流れてんぞ。
A rumor about moi?
噂？
なんか、おかけんの女子に手を出しまくってるらしいってさ。
It's not true, but you know, we should make that true. We should just do it. You know, we work hard in this club, okay? We fight for all the girls in this. We're a good guy, okay? I think maybe they should help support me.
はあ？星名が？
Maybe just Toko. Maybe we just need Toko's support, okay? Yeah.
うん、修士が。
Also, if you're wondering, I'm intentionally trying to sound like a douchebag. Because no, just because you do something nice for somebody doesn't mean they owe you something like that in return, especially a physical.
だよな。お前にそんな度胸あるわけないし。
What? How insulting.
星名だからね。正直ありえない。小心者で人に気ばっか使ってるくせに変にずれてるのが星名なんだから。
Have you seen some of those shows that are like intended to be for women, right? Like some of those movies. It's always like kind of an awkward guy and he somehow gets with girls, okay? Like the girls end up liking him because he's weird and he's not well liked by others, but he's actually a decent human being. He actually really does try for the people that like show him affection back. To really stand up for them, and that's Shuji. Shuji does that, and girls love movies like that. I've seen my wife watch those movies like that. They like the guy. Okay, on the other end of the spectrum, they also like watching movies about guys that treat the women horribly, but they're hot. Okay, they treat them horribly, but they're hot, and then they end up like kind of trying for them in the end, and then the girl's like, oh. You know, I'm just going to give up all these other guys who actually care about me for the guy who just finally showed a little bit of interest there at the end, even though he's a douchebag and kind of like tries to change. I'm going to go after him now. Women are complicated. They like very different ends of spectrum. Sometimes it depends.
仮にこいつが女子に迫ったとしても、エルボー食らって終わりなのは目に見えてるもんな。
What?
安定のモテない力。
Wow, Hideki, you are an asshole. He is literally just roasting us. But, you know, that's why they're good friends. Because, you know, I think the people that, like, are your biggest haters are actually your best friends. Like, they're the ones who will talk the most shit about you. And that's just how it is. That's because they care about you. Right now I'm depressed. At least it's nice to know that I have friends who wouldn't believe a rumor like that for a second. Especially regardless of what the two of them are saying. Gazes continue to stab me.
星名はそういうやつだって分かりきってるのに。
そりゃバカなじゃん。みんながみんな修士のキャラを知ってるわけじゃないからだろ。ただまあ、なんか先週の放課後、中庭で一年の女子と派手な修羅場っつうか、千葉喧嘩みたいなのを繰り広げてたらしいって話が出回って
Is
て
that
な。
what they're saying?
修羅場？一年の女子ってまさか稲葉さん？
何人か見てたやつがいるらしいけどってな。その辺どうなの、修士？
She had a bit of an argument with Meguru in the courtyard. I wouldn't even say that was an argument. It was more like you just noticing, finally, how she's felt, and then she got embarrassed by it. But I don't think that there was anybody was mad about that conversation. It was just funny, and Shuji kind of pushed it. He kind of mentioned he was teasing her, and noticed he kind of pushed it a little far. But that's only because I think he likes her. He just doesn't know it yet. He was like, what are these feelings I'm having? And I'm more confused about these now than I am about her. True enough, there were plenty of other students around. Suppose that could have looked like a lover spat to anyone who wasn't familiar with us. I mean, Meguru's face was beet red. At the very least, I can tell you that had nothing to do with anything love related.
まあそうだよな。
Why is this rumor getting traction anyways?
お前基本的にも応用的にも地味でマニアックなキャラなのにな。そんな学院内に知られてるとも思えないし。
Sure, don't mince words, but yeah, you're not wrong.
そうでもないんじゃない？先月までの星名だったらカイドウの言う通りだったのか。
Huh?
二人とももう忘れたの？私たちハロウィンパーティーで大勢の前でバンドやったんだよ。
Ah,
しかも私たち的には演奏に納得いかなかったけど、好評は好評だったわけで、あやちさんのボーカルで、あのあやちさんとバンド組んでたあいつらって何者？って前よりは顔が知れてたんじゃないのかな。
そうか？俺あの後もまるっきりモテてないぞ。
yeah, I mean, that's obvious.
モテなくたって多少は知れ渡ったでしょ。あ、あやちさんとバンド組んでたやつだって。それに私は前より声かけられるようになったよ。ギターのことで他のクラスの子からも。
I don't know. I think girls that play instruments are pretty hot. And I'm more talking about in like a rock type of way. Like a girl playing the clarinet. I'm sorry. She's okay. I'm just not. I don't really care about the clarinet. So I think a girl that like plays in a band or something, like a rock band, pretty cool.
何その身分差別？俺そんなの全然ないよ。
That's because you're Kaido.
カイドウだからね。
しっかり仕返ししてきやがったな。若菜ちゃんも乗るなよ。
That's how you know we're friends, though. You gave me a bunch of shit. I'm gonna give it right back to you.
まあでも、なるほどな。そういうことなら、この状況も少しはわからんでもない。
だね。こりゃ後でちょっと確かめてみた方がいいかも。
Sorry, but I still don't get it. Why are people taking this rumor
あ
seriously?
やちさんとバンド組んでたお前は、話によると、どうも部活まで一緒だったらしいってわけだろ。
日頃もよく一緒に行動してるし、挙句おかけには最近あやちさんに勝るとも劣らない有名人の戸隠先輩まで出入りしてる。
そこに稲葉さんやシーバさんまでいるわけだからな。傍から見たら、なんか気づけば美少女に囲まれてるウハウハハーレム野郎に思えてもおかしくはない。っていうか、俺が言ってて羨ましくなってきた。何その境遇。
This is such a common trope. Like the guy that shouldn't be getting any girls, like magically has a bunch of girls around him. I feel like this happens quite a lot. Like that's literally the plot of Happy Mare. Like it was all about him just getting a bunch of girls all of a sudden, and then people got jealous of him, and like every scenario that involved his classmates was them getting mad and like
と、嫉妬やらキーの目やらあらぬ噂やらを買ってしまっててもおかしくないんじゃないかな。そこで実際に言い合いがあったってんだからなおさらさ。っていうか、そっちの方は大丈夫なわけ？
I'm a little concerned about that, actually. The sweetness mixed in with her emotions, but I still very obviously upset her. She didn't come back to the club room after that either. I was hoping to maybe talk to her when we saw each other at school today.
確かに、そういう変な噂が出回っちゃってるみたいだね。
Spooky's like, I don't mind the rumor. Hey, how about we actually give some truth to it? You can make out with me anytime.
でも、そんなの誤解なんだし、きっとほっとけばすぐに静まるよ。
I don't know, Smokey comes off as the kind of person that would totally deny that. Like, oh yeah, no, there's no way that rumor could be true. But like, actually think about making out with him secretly behind his back.
同感です。誰かに聞かれたら私も誤解だと答えますから。
Thanks, it makes me feel better to hear you say that. Hopefully it'll go away if we leave it be. So yeah, let's go with the wait and see approach for now.
わかったよ。
わかりました。 でも星名くん
I don't know. The reason I say Samugi would probably be thinking about it the most is I think she's the one that would most likely look up to a senpai. But I don't know. Is she our same age? Trying to remember. I think she's the one that would most likely like secretly look up to him and not say anything.
その噂が静まるまでは辛いですよね
Oh yes, the rumor about Shuji making out with all the cute girls in his club. That's really gonna hurt him. You know, his reputation is just down the drain. Yeah, everyone's gonna look at him and think like, oh, what a loser, making out with a bunch of cute girls all the time in the club. Yeah, it's really gonna hurt his reputation. I'm sure he's gonna be hurting a lot.
ああ、そっか。私も聞いたよ。星名くんは体質が。
I guess there is that. Okay. I mean, everyone's gonna be hateful towards him. That actually will make his condition worse. And it might actually make Nene's worse because she doesn't like attention brought on herself. Which hasn't come up recently, which is fine with me. I'm sure in her route it'll come up a lot. I'm sure that's how they're gonna get into every H scene. He's gonna like start like saying romantic things, and then she's gonna feel like there's too much attention on her, and then all of a sudden get horny. Anyways. I'm desperately trying to hide my pain, but these two know about my condition. There's no point in hiding it from them. Yeah, I gotta say, maybe that'll be a little bit bad for him. But otherwise, like, who would be complaining about it? Like, oh yeah, I've heard they make out with all the cute girls around them. Like, oh, terrible. Actually pretty rough even now. I'm guessing it's probably because I'm talking to you. People have almost literally been staring daggers at me for the past while. There aren't that many of them with the rumor about it, being what it is. Each and every stare is intense and sharp. There are other emotions being mixed in as well.
ごめんなさいそうですねそれじゃ話も済みましたし私たちはこれで
I wonder if Shuji is going to actually get a few other girls in his class liking him, because now he's desirable. I think that's a true thing. People like other people that are desirable. Like, oh, everybody likes this person? Well, I kind of like this person now too, you know?
頑張ってね
People want what they can't have. Yeah, it's hard for getting mixed up in the stupid rumor. Two of them return to their seats, but the gazes linger on. How weird, this is jealousy too, but it's so different from what I felt the other day. Meguru's jealousy was pleasant and delicious, but this stabbing jealousy right now is excruciating. I think I'm getting sick. At lunch break, I reached the limit of my pain tolerance and had to flee to the club room, where I could be myself. Aichi-san slipped me the key and then went to the school cafeteria with the other club members. Better for us not to be together, and she knows how badly I want to avoid everyone staring. Besides, last thing I want right now is everyone tiptoeing around me and constantly asking if I'm okay. Thankfully, Aichi-san and Shiba-san understood as much and decided to help me out this way. I really appreciate that. I need to make the most I can of the peace and quiet they gave me by recovering as best as I can. I was really hoping I could see Meguru and talk to her, though. There's always later. I'm sure Aichi-san will explain things to her somehow. What if she's still angry about what happened on Friday, though? Meguru? The mirror does sound like someone's running down the hallway towards this room.
Senpai!
Ah! Meguru, what's she doing here?
ねね先輩から聞きましただから自分謝らなきゃって
I know, how horrible that there's a rumor of you making out with me all the time.
自分のせいでごめんなさい変な噂流れて先輩が悪者になっちゃって
A bad guy, huh? See, all the guys would be like, yeah, Shuji! I mean, apparently the Japanese ones don't. In America, like, if you had a rumor going about you that you're making out with a bunch of girls, everyone would be like, yeah! It's not something you need to.
でも先輩本当に参ってるみたいだし見るからに弱ってるんですもん
It's obvious how depressed you are. Yeah, I'm so depressed. I need you to make out with me to make me feel better. I'm sorry, am I being mean to him? Like, are you guys, like, disagreeing with me? Like, oh, Justin, you know, that would be so terrible. And with Shuji's condition, he must be feeling terrible. I don't know. I think that wouldn't be a bad thing. Yeah, and I'm talking about that age. I'm married now, okay? I'll have you know, I don't want any rumors about that going around now. My wife would hate me if I even thought about thinking about another girl, but I think she's more okay with it because they're fictional characters, and she simps for fictional characters too. So if she gives me shit, I'll give her shit back because she is in love with Kudo from My Happy Marriage. Okay, she simps for him hard. I'm not feeling 100% right now, but
だからごめんなさい。ごめんなさい先輩。
Her anger from Friday has completely vanished. The concern Meguru is expressing right now comes from the bottom of her heart. I don't need to use my ability to tell me that. She's even tearing up a little. Look, I'm really okay. I should be the one apologizing to you.
なんで先輩が謝るんですか?
Yeah, it looks way worse for the girls, because, like, they're all going after the same guy. Like, that looks kind of bad. This never would have happened if I never upset you in the first place. Besides, you're just as much of a victim here as I am.
自分はそんなのスルーできますもん。クラスで浮くのは慣れっこですし。でも先輩はそんなに弱っちゃってるじゃないですか。
I think you're kind of off the mark there. I'm just as capable of ignoring silly rumors as she is. It's the looks of jealousy that are a serious problem for me. Though she doesn't have to worry about my emotional well-being or anything, it'll be okay once this is all over. There's no way for me to explain this without also explaining my strange power. Oh, we haven't explained that. Okay, I thought for sure we would explain that with the whole magic and witches thing, because our power is in a way related to that. I already told her about magic and witches the other day, but still revealing my ability to her is a whole different matter. I've been hiding it this whole time, so I get a little anxious whenever I think about revealing it. It is kind of an interesting thing, because it's almost like being able to tell how someone truly feels, like being able to read emotions. I feel like that would change your dynamic with people if they knew that you could read how they're feeling. Like, if they're lying, you could maybe, like, tell, like, there's another emotion mixed in there. So it would kind of be like you're telling that they're lying, or like that they're not being totally truthful with their feelings. Because if they're telling you one thing, but you're tasting another, that kind of contradicts it. You'd be able to tell. Yeah, I feel like that would change how people, like, talk to you. They would know that you're kind of reading into it. And not that it's a choice. I mean, he doesn't really choose to feel that way. I'm a weirdo who can perceive people's emotions through my 5 senses. I'm afraid that she'd find that creepy and would distance herself from me. But I'd rather not tell her if that's what doing so would lead to.
とにかくご飯食べて元気出しましょう。あ、でも吐き気があるんじゃどうしよう。背中とかさすります？それとも飲み物くらいだったら平気ですか？自分ダッシュで買ってきますよ。
I don't get it. I was afraid to reveal my ability to her, and everyone else's overbearing kindness felt exhausting. Seeing Meguru genuinely worrying about me right now is strangely calming. Meguru.
はい、何がいいですか?
Something I'd like to tell you. Made up my mind. Something I want her to know. I want to tell you something I've been keeping secret. So could you have some of your time after school today? The sudden question startles Meguru, but she understands the importance of it. Meguru answers with a nod right away. School over for the day, Meguru and I leave the school together. It's been a while since that last happened.
先輩の部屋に行きたいです。
I was considering going down that one alley talking at the usual spot, and then Meguru asked that. Doing this at my place works for me, though. Then head for my room where I explain to her everything about my ability. She listens attentively without saying a word the whole time. But yeah, that's about it. With my explanation now finished, I finally raised my eyes. I find it too difficult to look at her face while I was speaking. I didn't resolve myself to tell her. I was still afraid of her reaction. Now that I told her everything, I have no choice but to steel myself and face her head on. Ready for her reaction, no matter what it may be. Meguru. The sight I find upon raising my head startles me. Meguru's neither surprised, creeped out, nor doubting of me. Says she's tearing up as I was racked by grief. Meguru.
そうだったんだ。ならずっと辛かったですよね、それ。知らなかった。めぐるの知らないところでそんな辛い生活を送ってたんだ。先輩。
Far from doubting me, she believed every word of my story and is empathizing greatly for me. I really thought that even if she did believe me, she'd at least be a little put off by the fact that I've been reading her emotions this whole time.
だったら自分も今日この前だってすごく辛い目に遭わせちゃってたってことですよね。
Maybe it's because they don't always mention it every time something happens, but yeah, that's true. Like, having people come to the club and, like, expressing, like, that they're having problems, I mean, he's getting maybe a little bit of pain from that, a bad taste. That he's kind of forced to experience just being around that. Like, he's willingly putting himself in situations where people are kind of disappointed, or or upset or sad or confused. You know, these are all emotions that I would imagine make him kind of feel uncomfortable. You know, through these tastes, or he says he experiences it through all 5 senses. So it must be kind of difficult to go through that a lot. I definitely think he's gotten more used to it just from the way he kind of approaches it. It doesn't seem like it's ever that too physically strong for him.
やっぱりごめんなさいですよ。
Meguru is incredibly remorseful. Burning heat wells up in my chest. My heart starts racing. The heat spreads to the rest of my body, eventually reaching my head as well. Your emotions have never felt painful to me. Start talking in a daze.
先輩。
Emotions actually always make me happy and warm my heart. That even happened when you came here. When I was by myself, I felt like crap, but then I started feeling better the moment you showed up. I don't know why, but they're always so tasty to me. There's always sweetness in the mix, no matter the emotion. Sometimes I crave it so badly I get carried away. So on Friday, I said that. Oops, sorry. Lost the conversation, I failed to realize Meguru's wide-eyed eyes and bright red face. Damn it, I panicked. What was I rambling on about? Like, I don't want to crawl in a hole and die. But then... Senpai. Oh, that was her saying that. Yeah, I was like, why would we be calling her Senpai? I'm just gonna voice it. She took too long. A smile slowly spreads across Meguru's face. Meguru approaches me. This time it's my turn to go wide-eyed and freeze up. Ooh. Embracing us? So warm and soft. I find myself bewildered at the sudden sensation pressing against my face. What is this? What's going on? Did Meguru embrace me and press my head against her chest?
ならどうぞ。
Oh!
もっと
Kind of romantic. Meguru's bashful whispers come with a hint of nervousness, but overpowering against their gentleness and sincerity. Meguru.
はい。先輩。
I'm telling you guys, Meguru has some of the best CGs. I'm telling you right now. I really liked all of them. Like they all have like a nice meaning to them. I just wish there was more. This is amazing. Bittersweet emotion I've been sensing from Meguru, together with her warmth and softness of her body, permeates through every fiber of my being. Imagine when he's doing something like really intimate, like how much emotion he's probably feeling. He probably just feels like on a high, you know? There's much more than bitter sweetness this time. I'm blanketed in all sorts of sensations, sounds, smells, and tastes, and each one of them feels so very pleasant. Mine is nothing but a blurry haze at this point. It's almost as if I'm taking in the entirety of Meguru's rich and vibrant being.
あ、めぐる、なんかすごいことしちゃってますよね。いきなり何やってるんだろう。ごめんなさい先輩。急にこんな話します。
I hope he hugs her back. No, please don't let go. So happy right now. She presses me against her chest even more. Engulfed by the sensation of Meguru and her emotions, I can't help but let out a relaxed sigh.
はい。はあ、で、本当に分かっちゃってるんですよね。めぐるも嬉しいって。
I don't feel like he needs his power to understand what's going on right now.
そういうことなんだって。めぐるも自分でようやくわかりましたけど。
Yeah, I'm entranced. This feels wonderful.
ならよかったです。こんなのでよかったらいくらでもどうぞ。
Her warm sweetness wraps around and gently coddles me, and a smell that makes my chest tighten grows much more intense. This is not a smell representing an emotion, it's an actual smell. A smell coming from Meguru, the smell of a girl. I should have expected this. I mean, she's burying my face in her chest.
そのごめんなさい。おっぱいがもっとあったらもっと良かったのかもですけどね。なんて。
Hey, we appreciate boobs of all sizes on this channel, okay? Might be onto something.
ほっといてくださいよ。
But well, breasts are
何の
breasts.
フォローにもなってませんからそれ。何？自分喧嘩売られてます？
Yeah, Shuji, we don't breast shame here. Sorry if I was teasing you like that. Thank you for doing this for
い
me.
え、だってそんな先輩ですから分かってます。分かっちゃいましたよ。
Remain like this for a while without talking. My ear pressed up against Meguru's rapidly beating heart. I have a feeling that the beating of her heart will echo in my mind for long after we part. I really like how they did that scene. That was really romantic. I was expecting them to go a little bit further with it, like have a little bit more of like a romantical moment. But I also like that they kind of kept it short, like kind of waiting for a better time to really go further with it. That was kind of like an intimate moment between them. I mean, obviously they kind of made it a little sexual, like with the talking about breasts and things like that. They have to do that. Like they can't control themselves not to. But other than that, it was just pretty nice. Like it's just really intimate to like have someone kind of hold you. Like even if it was the other way around, you know, breast aside, I still feel like that would be really intimate. So I liked how they did that.
すごいことやっちゃったけど、思わずなんだか今になって猛烈に恥ずかしいけど、明日先輩の顔がちゃんと見られるか自信ないけど。
Like as a guy, having someone do that for me would be like really comforting. Obviously someone I'm close to, my wife. It'd be nice.
完全に先輩めぐる分かっちゃいましたよ。先輩が好き。
Oh, don't tell us, tell him.
好き先輩が好き。ああもうどうしよう。なんかめぐるすごい好きだった。変なの叫んじゃうとか恥ずかしくてしょうがないのに顔笑っちゃってるとか。明日早く来ないかな。そうしたら仕切り直しだし先輩も嬉しいって言ってくれたし。あーもう走っちゃうし。これって噂が本当になっちゃったみたいな感じ。いいですよ全然。めぐるは大歓迎ですよ。
I think there's so much great stuff about this. I want to mention two things though. So she's saying can't tomorrow come faster. Shuji said something similar, I think last episode. He said that he wanted tomorrow to come sooner because he was really like enjoying their conversation and everything, and he wanted to be able to see her again. So it's great that she's kind of saying the same thing. And then the other thing is, I really like how realistic this is, where they had kind of that intimate moment. They didn't really say anything like, oh, I'm in love with you while that happened. It was something they kind of ruminated on and came to a realization afterwards, which I think is a very realistic thing. I feel like when I was in love, I did things like that too. Like I didn't really act upon it as much in the moment, but later I realized that there was kind of something going on. I had such a positive experience that it like stayed with me, and I thought about it and like developed feelings, I guess, after things had happened. I think that's just a realistic thing to do. So I'm really glad like she's kind of realizing it now, and she's just like so excited. She's like running in the night. I think that's really cute.
サノバウィッチ。
Well, guys, I think this is a wonderful place to stop. We're close to the 2-hour mark. I did make this longer because I wanted to get more into this. I'm trying to get deeper into these routes. I kind of, took a break and hadn't uploaded in a bit, but I'm kind of coming back with a renewed desire to get into this. So, really good episode, though. A lot of romance happened. A lot of figuring out feelings. Like it just felt like we made progress this episode. I can absolutely say we did. So really, really glad they got to see some of that. I'm glad that they're moving forward with the relationship. Hopefully we can get some more out of that. I don't know if chapter 7's the last one or if there's a chapter 8. No idea, but hopefully they'll start moving forward with their relationship more. We kind of figured out the whole thing with her friend, yeah, I just feel like we made a lot of progress, like story wise, with her, and then romantically as well. So overall, fantastic episode. I think we'll leave it here. And I'll see you guys next episode. We're going to see kind of how their relationship continues to progress and if they have a confession. So I'll see you guys then.